September here in the USL League One season. TFC II hosting Chattanooga Red Wolves. Second meeting of the season between the two foes, both currently below the playoff line. I'm Chris McCoy bringing the action here from Toronto, Ontario. You think things would be heating up, to say the least, here in week 24 of League One as we approach the playoffs, but well, it's 64 degrees here in Toronto, Ontario. A bit cooler, maybe more suited for TFC II, while Chattanooga, coming from the deep south, dealing with that humidity and heat so far throughout the summer. But two teams that have been cold of late, just one goal in the last three for Chattanooga. No wins on the board over that stretch. TFC II, a winless streak of their own, 7 now overall and 5 at home. But the last time the two teams played this season, really hot stuff out on the field. It started with Connor Doyle in the first half, putting one on frame and in at David Stanton Field, an early 1-0 lead at the break for Chattanooga. But Toronto FC 2, they've been a second half team all season long. Those adjustments at halftime proving to be the difference as Hundle put one in, the first of 2 goals in 4 minutes, 69th minute and 73rd for the visiting side in this matchup. And then it would continue with a familiar face, Jacob Schaffelberg, on a stretch down the left side of the field. It was Petrasa that created the play here, played it across. Falvey is there, but can't get the Schaffelberg in time and into the back of the net for the player that has seen time with the Major League Soccer side for Toronto FC this season. And then 2-1 to the away side by Falvey. Back the other way, and he equalizes off the crossbar. The experienced defender of Charleston Battery putting it in and making it a 2-2 result, 1 point apiece, as TFC 2 went back up to Toronto. Perusa and Beatty, these two defenses today, certainly keeping an eye on these two, top 5 among the goal scorers here in League One. And really, it shows you the contrast, the youngsters of TFC 2, the veteran ability of Chattanooga. One has to break here today. Two teams so hungry for 3 points in the table as we approach the playoffs, both below the line, but Chattanooga, they could jump up to third with a win today. We'll see if they can do it. Coming up next here on ESPN Plus, starting 11s, and of course, opening kickoff here from Toronto, Ontario. Welcome back here into Toronto. Chattanooga and TFC 2 meeting here, second time this season, and this time north of the border. And these two teams actually will meet for the final time in the final match of the season. So much on the line between these two in this final stretch towards the playoffs. Both teams in need of 3 points here today to move back towards a playoff spot. We start now with our starting 11s in today's battle with TFC 2. Pretty typical lineup out there for Michael Rabaska and his crew. As we take a look, some new faces as well. Ramos Mingo slowly working his way back from an injury now into the starting 11, along with Bunk Anderson out there. And Klinovsky has been the keeper of late. That will continue to be the theme here, as Faria Perusa among the crew up top, trying to get in between this Chattanooga back line that has really been inconsistent of late, mostly due to yellow card accumulation. We see another new combo out there in Fola and also a male, as he'll take the other spot in his second match as a Red Wolf on loan from North Carolina FC. Zayed out there for first time in a while, and he'll look to combo with Hurst and Beatty up there to get Chattanooga on the board. Taking a look at the table, as I mentioned previously, Chattanooga a chance at a playoff spot, 3 points today, and they would jump all the way to third just above Greenville. So you can see how packed that table is. And TFC II, they're ninth, but don't count them out. They have just a slight chance to still make the playoffs, but they'll need to win nearly all their matches remaining to do so. A win today, and they'll be just behind Tucson, another team looking to get back above the playoff line. You can hear the wind and the rain trickling on through here in Toronto. Not really what either of these teams expected for a summer afternoon. Sounds a bit like fall or spring. I guess we are into the beginning of September at this point as we enter week 24 of the season. Syed Mohammed Mohseni, our head official for the match here today, as he'll oversee things in a battle of a team tied for 8th and a team tied for 4th in a jam-packed USL League One, and it's only going to make it more fun as we approach the end of the season and the playoff race continues here in the week 24. And there's our opening whistle, off and running. TFC II, Chattanooga Red Wolves, here as we open up week 24 in USL League One. Again, I'm Chris McCovic bringing the action here from Toronto, Ontario. It has not really been home sweet home of late for TFC II, as they have struggled at home, winless in their last 5 at BMO Training Grounds, looking to remedy that here today. They are 0-3-2 in their last 5 at home, and overall 0-4-3 in their last 7 this season. And it was way back when that TFC II really was one of the top teams in the League One table. They were at 3rd or 4th place for a majority of the first half of the season, making some good strides, but lately just not finding that same form as this deflection goes up and out of play. It'll be a throw-in in the end, going to TFC II. Chattanooga on the other side, they've put a good run in of late. They had that really, really long unbeaten streak, but at the same time, many draws within that streak. And of late, in their last 3 matches, just 1 goal scored, shut out in the other 2. They're coming off their second shutout, well, I should say their offense being shut out against Tucson this season in Tucson. It was a 1-0 result, frustrating one where a penalty was given away. But for Tim Hankinson saying really it was on his own squad, they only generated 5 shots, none on target. And he said there were really a lot of watching, standing around from his team. And practice this week has been dictated by looking to get the press going and also at the same time trying to get stops like this one by Tony Walls. As it's Nelson with an early chance, and he'll come back the other way. But Chattanooga trying to get that chemistry at the top. Greg Hurst again, the Scotsman, still in there. He's been starting since he's joined the club, as he's had to adjust after his own last season of soccer ended in May. We'll take another look here as Walls had a good stop there, getting out that right boot. And Walefe brought down by Asusi. And we're back underway. That's the real problem for Chattanooga at this point. Even Michael Rabaska calling Chattanooga a bit of a Greenville-esque side, really relying on the veteran ability out there, the defense as well. And it seems like all these Deep South teams in League One, Chattanooga, Greenville, Tormenta, defense is the first thing you think of them, at least for a majority of the season. Waja out there, more of a defensive midfield role for him. Here comes Chattanooga. Zayed back up top for first time, what seems a long time this season. Sayone back in there, and will be swept away by TFC II. And that's how different this Chattanooga side has looked all season. Zayed was a must-have in the starting 11 at the beginning of the season, but since then he has not seen a ton of time in the second half of the campaign. The team's mostly been led by Beatty up top. And maybe we're going to start seeing a formation change from Tim Hankinson with the recent inability of the offense to put them in the back of the net on a consistent basis. As Nelson takes it in, working 1v1 with the veteran. Walls gets by him, the youngster into the box, still with it against 3 Red Wolves. Goes down and waved off by our head official here. Asusi outside, he'll take it in. Perusa currently tied for second in League One in goals scored with 9. Waja, West, Asusi, cut down by Connor Doyle, former MLS forward with the likes of DC United, among others. Faria, knocked away by Ziguro. Greg Hurst early on, moving into that left wing spot. Alefi, hard follow through on that, cut by. Here comes Petrasso, he'll lose it to Walls. Nelson still with the back heel. Here's Petrasso, end line, cuts it over. Up over everyone, somehow that stayed in play. And I think if there's any question if TFC II was gonna come out firing in this match, it's been answered. They are aggressive, hungry early on here at home in the rain. Another look here. I'm not sure what Petrasso was doing here, a cheeky flick. He might have been trying to find that back post and ding it on in. Instead, it flew by everyone, stayed in the box, and was cleared. Seone. Right side, Ayman Zayed, former All-League player with Indy 11 and NASL. Deflected up. And that just about a few millimeters off the line, and it's going to be a corner kick. Indeed it will. One by Ayman Zayed. One certainly to watch on these set pieces, and as you saw in our pregame coverage, the Chattanooga Red Wolves get 2 goals on the set pieces against TFC II in the earlier matchup. Way back win on June 1st. And Ziguro has had a hand in most of the set pieces this season. He's up there tied for second in League One assists. The Albanian whips it in, headed on and spinning just above the crossbar, out of play. It's Connor Doyle on the end of that one. He had the first goal against TFC II in the previous matchup. As Klenowski will come over, looking to get away the goal kick. Eric Klenowski, 2 clean sheets this season, making his 5th start overall for the Lincoln Park, New Jersey native. Spent last season playing in Israel. Here comes TFC II. They are firing early on. Perusa on the run. He'll get after this. Back to Nelson. Top of the box. Trying to cut it by the former St. Louis FC player Tony Walls, and again he stands tall. Nelson. Petrasso. Thought about a go, but covered well by the Brazilian Walefi. Faria. Working against Zigura, puts it in there, and easily knocked out of play by the former FA Euro New York center back, and Leo Fola. But Chattanooga, they've been in such trouble with yellow cards. They lead all of League One in fouls conceded and yellow cards over the course of the season. That's really bitten them in the butt of late. With these yellow card accumulation suspensions, as it's been one after the other each week. But now getting back to more of that consistent squad as they work their way through them. Corner kick here for TFC II. Hit it on Ramos. Mingo. Oh, but Mangles is there. Getting a right paw to it. The league leader in saves has another. And another corner kick as well for TFC II. Another look here. The center back for TFC II getting up. But Mangles up as well. Enough on that one to tip it up and around the frame. Another chance for the home side. West and Asusi over the ball. Asusi sends it in there, headed up by Bunk Anderson. He goes down. Foul is called. Free kick as Beatty hit the floor. Talking too early on for Faria. Tim Hankinson emphasized to us this week trying to get back to a 4-4-2, and that's what we're looking to see here today, whether it's Zayed or Beatty or Hurst up top. He wants to get that extra option at the top of the formation, so we'll see if the Red Wolves can get that going here. As many of you may have seen, triple header day here on Friday in League One to open up week 24. Tony Walls whips it in. A long way back to the other side. There's the Scotsman Hurst. Lays it off. A go by Seone. Still alive. He strikes it true. And saved wide. Not sure what the call is here. Play paused. But the Red Wolves didn't. And it's a save in the end by Klenowski. And TFC II really wanted the offsides, but it was a shot and a save in the end. That's why you play until the whistle is blown. Suddenly a corner kick for Chattanooga. Heading towards the corner flag is Ziguro. Ziguro whips it in, punched away by Klenofsky. Back over Seone, what a strike. He's been hot of late, had 2 goals in those 2 matchups against Tormenta here in the month of August. And a sigh of relief from Klenofsky. Oh, these teams are out firing here in the rain in Toronto. Klenofsky will take it. Waja, as TFC II tries to work it out of the back. A mishap there as Hurst stepping up. Ball driven in. Flicked on by Doyle, but stopped by Bunk Anderson, the former Clemson player. They'll work it around to the outside. Whipped in Ziguro. This is what he does so well, but no one there as Klenofsky, his big frame, all 6'6", getting up. Back the other way, stopped by Fola. And a bit too far, up and out of play. It's back to TFC II. 2 teams a bit defensive in the second half of the season, really going all out here. Just a few weeks ago that TFC II came out on this field a 0-0 draw with Greenville. And it was really a defensive battle in that one, but they're coming out here. Great youthful energy. You thought that maybe this rain and weather would slow these teams down. That's the opposite, as the umbrellas have popped up in the crowd here at BMO Training Ground. Ziguro looking downfield. He'll pass it on back, though. Fola sees something. It falls for Seone. Zayed, a good look. Down the right side and can't get there in time. Irishman has to let it go out. And now back to Klenofsky. Tim Hankinson, one of the most experienced coaches here in USL League One. Played his soccer at South Carolina, but so many stops. The USL, Charleston Battery, NASL, Indy 11, and of course MLS stops. The Tampa Bay Mutiny and Colorado Rapids. Montego Bay United was his home last year in the Jamaican National Premier League. Down the right side, TFC II with a good look. No, it's stopped by the Albanian, as it is Ziguro once again. He can do it on both sides of the field. Ramos Mingo on back to his keeper. Bit of a tough situation around Zayed. Waja taking it around the back. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. And a quick pause there as the Select ball draws a foul in the end. It's TFC II in prime position. That's how quickly they can get out in pace. They put a ball over the top to Perusa, and he's fighting through traffic. And Walls, the veteran, bit of a clumsy challenge there. Right on through the ball, and Alex Mangles, the former Portland II keeper, really stuck in a tough situation. And here is Jesus West. We haven't seen him too much this season for Toronto FC 2, but he is starting on more of the defensive sector of the field, left back, left defensive mid. He's native of Panama City, currently on loan with the TFC organization. West on the end, whips this one. Oh, beautiful ball, but well too high and far off target. An early chance for TFC II. They'll be wanting that one back. What an opportunity just outside the box. So we mentioned so much on the line here today for both of these squads. Chattanooga among that pack of 32-point teams. 3 points today. They have sole possession of third. TFC II just trying to get out of this recent slide, this funk they've been on. They have been winless in their last 7, and among those just 3 draws on the board. Especially considering how strong they were at home. They were undefeated until this recent run of form at home. And it started with that loss back against Richmond 2-1 in a game that really was riddled with mistakes by TFC II. If you talk to Michael Rabaska, that's been the main issue so far in the second half of the season. Just mistakes. They've been really their own worst enemy. Trying to remedy that. They've been great, though, in adjustments throughout matches, even recently, coming back from being down 2-0 at City Stadium against the Richmond Kickers with 2 goals in the second half. Muhammad and also Peruza getting in there. Nelson on back through to Bunk Anderson. They've been good on the offensive end, 3rd in League One in goals, 33, but as I just alluded to, not as good on the defensive end, 37 goals allowed. That's 2nd most here in League One. Ramos Mengo, oh, you could hear that challenge. Sayone, excuse me, working from the back. Knocked up by Dorsey. Again, our right back today for TFC II, out of play, and it's back over to the home side. Yeah, there's electric first 10 minutes. It's really slowed down since then. See if TFC II can get it back going again. Griffin Dorsey on the ball. 4 assists this season in his 18 starts. A Hoosier at Indiana.
Get off his line, Matty! Get off his line!
Down the left side, here's Jaden Nelson. Waja, Petrasso. Petrasso's with some room, he'll put it out wide. Faria whips it in there, headed up and away. Waja, right side. Faria, Nelson, West. Back from Nelson, but loses it on the touch. Walls tried to poke it free to Sayone, and enough on it to lead the break for the Red Wolves. Here come the pack. Down the right side, Stephen Beatty lining this one up, takes the strike, and maybe trying to find his teammate, Ayman Zayed, but a bit too far from the captain of the Red Wolves here, as Zayed ran at the back post. Beatty, again, 5th in League One in goals. He decided not to have a go here. Klenovsky happy to watch that one go on wide. Back the other way quickly comes TFC II, and Nelson has to let that go back on by to Alex Mangles. Timmy Mel there at the back, passing it off to Fola. He's a short-term loan from North Carolina FC, spent his days at Indiana. 6 goals, 4 assists from the back. And 2-time All-League in the Big Ten. Just 1 start for NCFC this season. And championship play, 2 starts in US Open Cup play. Quick turn the other way, through ball, Peruza after it, but too many bodies in front of him. You can hear that wind, and of course the pitter-patter of the rain. Not really having a huge effect on this, maybe making it a bit quicker out there on this field. Faria, deflected out of play by Ziguro. Chattanooga, a recent stretch of their own. They're probably not too proud about, and 3 winless after that great stretch run. just averaging over 1 goal per game.
Touch it. Watch Jaden when they fight on Jesus. Jaden, higher.
Petrasso flicks it on. Faria dodges the challenge while Leffy is there, trying to get it out wide to Petrasso. He'll get it. Cross sent in, but over everyone as the pressure from the Brazilian, while Leffy was enough to throw it off the mark. 20th minute, it stays 0-0 here between Chattanooga and TFC II. Goal kick for Alex Mangles. Starting now in all matches this season for the Red Wolves. Petrasso, Dorsey, and Dorsey on back. Walls, Doyle. Waja dictating things in that central midfield. Stolen back, Seone. Here's Connor Doyle. Doyle down the right flank. Zayed. Beatty, cutting through traffic. West got in there, and Beatty goes down, and a late push there by Waja, and a free kick here for Chattanooga, basically a short corner. And Gideon Waja committing the foul. 22-year-old Ghanaian, making his 11th appearance overall this season. Another look, and Beatty, this is what he can do. Runs through the traffic, knocked down by West. Have to assume advantage was played there. And then that final icing on the cake for the Irishman, allowing now Ziguro to stand over the ball. 6 assists for him in his 18th start this season. Ziguro. Service in. Knocked away by Klenovsky once more. Ziguro cuts back, Seone. Back over, knocked out of play by Dorsey. And it's back for a corner kick for Chattanooga. That boot belonging to Dorsey. Ziguro taking a few steps back from that previous free kick as we hit minute 22 here. And our opener for week 24. Ziguro. Not letting him take this yet. Ball whipped in and grabbed out of the air by Klenovsky as Dorsey went down, and it's back to TFC II. Michael Rabaska, again, leading the charge for TFC II. You could see him there on that corner kick, trying to call out to his team. That foul, one of those more frustrating ones, I'm sure, for the head coach. As Waja, just a little bit of late contact leading to that free kick a few moments ago. Bunk Anderson. Headed on, and West will move it on back to his keeper. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And as TFC II takes this corner kick, of course, I have to remind you of the triple header today we have in USL League One. As right after us, you can tune on over to Orlando City B battling the league leaders in North Texas SC. And then we finish off the night, late night action in League One in Tucson as Lansing takes another trip out into the Southwest. Ball whipped in and grabbed by Mangles. Oh, Perusa went right past him. Wide open on frame, he would have been for his 10th of the season. Ziguro and Chattanooga, they'll take that every time, but, well, they give it right back to Perusa here. Cutting through traffic, oh, what a run. Still going, Perusa, but slid away by Fola, saving the day for Chattanooga. And TFC II getting themselves a corner kick. That'll be the third of the day for TFC II. Oh, we have to check out this run again. Perusa staying on his feet through the traffic and almost getting a shot off. It's Fola, the New York City native, getting it done. Whipped in, mangles the punch up. Beatty went down there, late contact on the play, and it will be a free kick for Chattanooga, and talking to at the least. Moseni, the head official for today's match. And Ramos Mingo there, the culprit. Ramos Mingo has not appeared too much with TFC II this season. His 9 appearances total, of course, making his 10th today. But really a trouble with the discipline category in terms of cards, 4 yellow cards and 1 red card this season. Boca Juniors reserves player before he made his way over to TFC II, was on a trial run recently with Toronto FC and allowed him to gain some access to this TFC II squad as Chattanooga heads the other way. Beatty out of play, and it's a throw-in for the away side. Chattanooga 2-6-4 on the road this season. They're up in playoff contention because of their home record, 6-1-4. Only recently losing that undefeated mark at David Stanton Field, courtesy of the league leaders at North Texas SC with a 2-0 win that day. Ball deflected, Ziguro trying to get the cross in, but it is cleared in time by TFC II. Throw-in coming for Chattanooga as we hit minute 27. Chattanooga, 2 road games left, including today, and then 3 straight at home to finish off the season. So really everything in front of them. If they can get a good result today and then against Lansing at Cooley Law School Stadium, then they could really be set up well to stand tall at their home fortress. Right now, USLLeague1.com giving them just a 36% chance to make the playoffs. Toronto FC 2 on the other side, a 1.4% chance. They know what's in front of them. They have to essentially have a perfect run here towards the end of the season. That starts today. They've looked good so far, but again, all that matters is on the scoreboard. It's 0-0 through 27 and into the 28th minute, excuse me, as Chattanooga starts from the back.
Be ready for the 7 and the 25 above you.
Ziguro battling with Faria. Contact foul, and it looks like a booking early on. As there he is, Ramos Mingo. He'll be in the books. First of the day for either side, as the center back for TFC II. Ramos Mingo, that of course is 5th of the season, and he will be suspended 1 match. Oh, look here, pretty clear challenge from behind, and after just getting a talking to as well, not too surprising to see the card come out. Headed on and through as Mingo himself took a tumble there, out of play, and it's back to Chattanooga. Walefi at the back. Headed on and back to Klenovsky at the back. Buck Anderson knocking it over. Here's Ramos Mingo, fresh off that card. And Buck Anderson has been one to watch if he gets up the field this season. He has 5 goals. Dorsey through the pack, towards the box. Great run, Dorsey brought down. And for the second time in a row this season, a penalty is given up by Chattanooga. And a clear one at that. It just is a question of if it's in the box or not. It looked like it was. You know, the Red Wolves maybe giving another one away here on the road. That is very close, but it looks like just a few, maybe a foot into the box. And the tackle from behind. And Chattanooga got control of this game, but it may slip away just like this. As Perusa stands over the ball, looking for number 10 on the season. He'll face the save leader in League One, Alex Mangles. TFC II, though, keep in mind they're just 1 of 3 on PKs this season. They'll have another chance here. Perusa puts it, strikes it true, it's in. 1-0 to the home side, and Perusa his 10th of the season.
Get the ball, let's get it back.
Is that the goal that breaks the recent stride at home for TFC II? Another look here as he powers this home on the slow run up. The Toronto native putting it home. And for Chattanooga, they've given up all 3 PKs they've allowed this season. 1-0 to TFC II. All you need is some hope to make these playoffs, and that's what TFC II has here. So now Perusa, sole possession of 2nd in League One in the Golden Boot race. 1 behind Ronaldo Demos, of course, of North Texas SC. Chattanooga is caught out here, but Petrasso chose to dribble the ball up. Their center backs were way up the field. Out of play off of Ziguro. It will stay with TFC II. Looking for the latest USL League One news and content? Follow at USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. Of course, you can head over to social media, check out the Player of the Month voting, Goal of the Month as well on the board right now to vote. And that's all also at USLLeague1.com. As Nelson takes it in near side. Ball down the field, pretty obvious foul by Walls on the contact. Seen 1 yellow card so far as Nelson takes it in. Tony Walls has 5 yellow cards this season himself. The yellow card did in fact come out at the end of the play. It's up to 6 now this season. So now 1 yellow card apiece for the 2 teams in front of us, and the Milwaukee native, the latest to hit the books. Mingo in some trouble against Zayed. Nelson. West giving it away, and it is Hurst that spins and gets it back. Oh, good service, but just outside the reach of Seone. And Seone you know, living in the shadows a bit of Beatty Zayed this season. He has been such a great contributor overall for Chattanooga. 4 goals, 2 assists for the Spaniard. Settling in at that right wing here today. Fola takes it in. Bunk Anderson up ahead. Here's Waja. Asusi dodging the challenge from Doyle. Doyle, the steal though on the second go around. Walefi here, and he'll give it off over to Seone. Right back to Walefi. Deflection out off of West, right by his head coach, Tim Hankinson. Walls with the throw in. Doyle up ahead. Oh, good space to roam for Hurst. Cuts back inside. Has a go, strikes it, but just up and wide. Got too much air under that one. Greg Hurst now making appearance number 5 on the season, as we'll have this go at it, but really off target in the end. But everything right now in the hands of TFC II. Tim Hankinson really pushing this press up the field in practice this week, and so far, Rowdy's gone. Again, a reminder, this triple header today, the first of 3 to start off week 24 of USL League One. We'll have OCB and North Texas SC for you coming up at 7:30, and then 10:30 it ends. Out in the Southwest, Tucson and Lansing going at it. And funny enough, if you go through the playoff percentages for the teams eligible right now that still have a chance, it's Greenville in 3rd with the highest playoff odds at 80%. Which team's 4th? You have to go all the way down to 7th. And that's where you find FC Tucson. And keep in mind, they have a lot of action left to go and just 1 road match. Everything else is at home. So if there's a team that can utilize their home field advantage, that long travel out there, it is FC Tucson. So watch for them maybe to make a run, and might continue tonight against the number 2 team here in USL League One. That, of course, coming up at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time as Klenowski knocks it off. And again, one right after the other, as after this it'll be Orlando as the destination, and then Tucson, Arizona. And even tomorrow some great action. Greenville and Richmond going at it at City Stadium. First time they're playing since May 11th. Ball down the right side. Here's Dorsey through the traffic. He's staying with it. Still Dorsey, but then cleared just in time out of play. And actually called back for a foul in favor of Chattanooga. That Greenville and Richmond match, 7 p.m. start tomorrow. And then 8 p.m., Tormenta and Madison. They've had some good defensive battles this season. But back at Breese Stevens Field, as Tormenta, just not the same team they were at the beginning of the season, trying to get out of this funk and to hold on to their playoff hopes that are really just slipping away at this point. They gave up 9 goals in their 2 matches last week. And maybe looking for some resurgence with a long trip up to the state of Wisconsin, where Madison also has been shaky at times lately at home, coming off of that recent 1-0 loss to Greenville at Breese Stevens Field. West back around right here in Toronto. 1-0 on the Perusa PK in the 31st minute. It was a high-flying start by both sides, back and forth, but TFC II, you could see a more confident step from them as they got that goal in the early stages of this first half. West back over. Over to Waja. And Tim Hankinson wanting Chattanooga to really be effective with this press today. He hasn't been proud of it at the beginning of the season. It's been better as they've gone on, and that came with better results as well. He's all season from my conversations with him has called it the fake press, quote unquote, where really, you know, you move those players up the field. You're in a position maybe 5 yards out from them, like Zayed's doing right now, that you're showing that you're there but not really rushing the ball. He's moving forward a bit, trying to work that press for Tim Hankinson as Dorsey goes after this one, but that's been the problem this season. And Coach Hankinson has really pointed it out and taken responsibility for it in training, where he's looking for that pressure along with the press, of course, and just has not been able to find it at times, especially with this team running up and down the field. It definitely takes a toll to follow the ball around the defense like that. Ball over the top. There's Mangles to take it in, but has proved dividends against this TFC II side this season, and that included the 3-1 loss to Greenville this season at home, this very field, where Greenville essentially, if you look at the film, they pressed for the first half and they got 3 goals out of it in the first half, and that was obviously enough to get the 3 points on the road. So it's been a troubled spot for TFC II this season when the press comes up against them. Hasn't proved to be effective so far in this match for Chattanooga, but to be determined as we have now 50 minutes remaining in game action, 5 minutes in this first half left. Of course, stay with us for halftime. We'll take you through all the results in week 23, as it was a game a day, basically. I think the only day it didn't have a game was Thursday of last week. It ended, I should say it began and ended both in Frisco, Texas, with North Texas SC getting a win. Walls. Quick turn, he goes down. And it's a free kick for Chattanooga here in the 41st. Early September game, and already Tony Walls having to whip out the long sleeves here, about 64 degrees here in Toronto, Ontario, as Hurst takes it in far side. Whips it in there, knocked down by Zayed, but it's taken back by TFC II. As you can see, TFC II, good record when scoring first, but they have had 2 losses after scoring first. That's been their problem this season, giving up goals. But Chattanooga, just 4 comeback draws this season. No comeback victories, something to keep in mind as we head further into this match. Ball whipped in, deflected, back to Petrasso. He'll whip it to the far side. Waja, quick turn. Asusi is there. The spin to find some room around Walefi. Back at the top, Perusa can't get there. Heavy challenge from behind. That has to be a card. And it will be to Fola. Leo Fola, after serving his yellow card accumulation suspension, now up to 6 yellow cards on the season, getting there before the ball got to Petrasso. And it's a free kick for Toronto. Here in the 43rd, TFC II back with it. Pretty even on the stat sheet. 5 shots for Chattanooga, 4 for TFC II. Keep in mind that 1 goal came on a PK. Shot coming, deflected up and out of play. Mel was there as Dorsey struck it true the right back all the way up the field. And it's a corner kick here for the home side. West and Asusi once again standing over the ball. Ball whipped in, knocked on by Buck Anderson and cleared just in the nick of time. Walefi flicks it on. Seone on the run. No, Favria sticking out that boot, getting a big stop. Faria out wide. Cross in, low one, Perusa there, quick turn, strikes it, deflected again, Nelson just over the crossbar. It's a goal kick, Mangles was there as well, as Nelson poking it just up and over. Looking for his first goal of the season. Petrasso on the run, puts it low in. Perusa deflected, but there's Nelson. And just over the crossbar. Seone whips it in, headed up and into safety by Bunk Anderson. Corner kick coming for Chattanooga as we're into the 45th minute. Chattanooga moving the troops forward. Maybe this is where they can punch it through to equalize just before the break. Seguro looking for assist number 7 on the season. Ball whipped in. Headed by Bunk Anderson out of the box. The big center back was there. Mail is there, but so is Nelson, forcing an awkward ball downfield. West will take this throw in as we're going to see about 1 minute of stoppage time here from BMO Training Ground. Not much added on. Didn't expect too much. Knocked down, Perusa gets the touch. Here's Asusi. Asusi. Out wide, here is Dorsey back centrally. Perusa the turn, Perusa the run. Knocks it forward but stopped just in time. It was Doyle that was in the area. TFC II has to be happy to take it into the break this way. Looking for more, maybe in the final few seconds. Petrasso out wide, ball whipped in, falls free and out to Hurst. Hurst around West, good run by the Scotsman. Hurst couldn't get it by Bunk Anderson. Malefi, one last go of it for the Red Wolves. Seone back, floats free, and that's where we'll end things in the first 45. Perusa, the PK, he is the difference. 1-0 to the home side at the break, his 10th of the season, as Chattanooga, for the second consecutive week, gives up the opportunity at the PK spot, and the opponent, the striker at the top, puts it in. TFC II looking for 3 points. They're up 1-0 at the break. We'll see if Chattanooga can bounce back in the second half. For now, though, halftime coverage coming to you from Toronto. We'll recap Week 23 in USL League One coming up next. Again, 1-0 in favor of TFC II here in Toronto. We'll be right back. Welcome back here into Toronto as we continue our halftime report. As we're at a pause between Chattanooga and TFC II, we'll start here with a recap of Week 23 here in USL League One. It began on Tuesday. Oh, look at this beautifully weighted ball in there from Rodriguez to Reynolds. Didn't get too much of it, but just enough to squirt it on through. And the onslaught would continue from the home side. Great save by Hara, but a better finish by Donzo right there at the end line. And it would continue as Tormenta giving up 5 goals, 9 goals in their last 2 games, as we'll see later on in these Week 23 highlights. Rayo putting one in, along with a brace from Ricardo Pepi, 5-0. North Texas putting them on top of the table once again, jumping Lansing after that win on Tuesday. Madison, Greenville. Battle of two teams trying to get deeper into the playoff race, and Bermudez taking care of that opportunity for Greenville and putting them on top in a really tight defensive battle. That's the lone goal in all 3 matches between these two sides, as it was the keepers standing on their heads all season. And you'll see that here, Dallas J and Greenville, this defense so strong on here, leading them now into 3rd place on the table with the win against Madison. And Dallas J, 12 clean sheets and leading the league in GAA, certainly the leader in the Golden Glove battle at this point. FC Tucson at home for most of their remaining games. They had Chattanooga on the docket on Friday. Mangles, the league leader in saves, gets a big stop there, but Tucson, they would not be denied, as back the other way, winning the opportunity was Delgado on the late challenge. He would head over to the PK spot and give over the opportunity to Jordan Jones, the striker, putting it home. Oh, he's been so strong at the top with his hold-up play and his quick ability. Tucson looking for a second crossbar, denying them, but the Red Wolves unable to get the 3 points or even a result on the road, shutout for the 2nd time this season at Tucson. And in the end, Tucson, 3 huge points that now puts them within striking distance of a playoff spot if they're able to get points this week in Week 24 action. We continued into Saturday, only Saturday matchup, and it started with a bang as Rowe put it in right off the crossbar and past Fitzgerald. But oh, Richmond, they've been hot of late, and so has Joe Gallardo getting back on his run along with Dennis Chin, as the veteran striker helped out, and those 2 key players making great moves throughout the field. This one, Gallardo, into the back of the net. And with his brace, along with the other efforts from the kickers, a 4-1 incredible victory that they'll take into their matchup against Greenville coming up tomorrow. We finish the week on Sunday. North Texas back at home again against TFC II. These 2 teams combining for 11 goals. We would see some more in their 3rd and final matchup of the season. It started with Rodriguez at the PK spot, putting it by Klenowski. And from there, it was again North Texas all over the field, as they would continue to pepper Klenowski and TFC II with chances in the final third, and they would find some more from it as they threw ball down the right side. Reynolds again playing it over to Demos, and the Golden Boot leader putting it home, matching his number with 11 goals on the season. And 2-0 North Texas, 2 wins for the league leaders last week, as they have jumped Lansing back to the top spot, and some breathing room at that as well as we head into the final stretch of the season. The scoreboard from most recent to last Tuesday, from top to bottom, you can see many clean sheets along the way in League One, and plenty of excitement as we continue Week 24 here from Toronto. Coming up, we check out the week that was, highlights from USL Championship and League One. On top of the box, strikes it true, back of the net. Oh, what a finish, Bustamante.
The attempt at an amazing goal. And maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo da Costa. And here we go again. Kadima! Oh, what a strike.
Has been in the 11. And there's an effort from distance with Irving off his line. And that's a goal for the highlight reel there.
Obert there. Plua, shot, goal! Plua with the bicycle! Conrad Plua!
goes for goal. Oh, what a strike from Justin Dillon.
Now Gallardo for his brace tonight. Gallardo. A nutmeg of St. Phil. What an opportunity for Joe Gallardo. A brace. And it's 4 goals for the Richmond Kickers. Mikey Rowe now. Rowe takes it on and it's in. What a strike. And Tormenta. Very patient. Here's Bermudez now back on his left foot. A curler for the top corner. Oh, what a goal. Bermudez. Run. Torre will shoot. Oh. He will score. Javon Torre. What do you say that you walked in? Oh, something. Something's got it. Oh my goodness. Lubin, what a save. Outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
News and notes from around USL League One. As we mentioned, North Texas 2 wins to get back to first place, but now with their win against TFC II, they have defeated all other sides in League One at least once. So really, that's why they're at the top of the table at this point. Again, League One so tight in the pack that many of these teams can make a quick jump up the table. Chattanooga win today, as we mentioned. They'd be up sole possession of third. Joe Gallardo, again, player of the week, as he had a brace against Tormenta, including that long shot from far out. The goals leaders, though, across League One. Again, North Texas leading the way with Demas at the top, but what a pack of players at 9 goals. Perusa and Beatty in front of us today, looking to get up above Keegan and Pepe there for maybe spot number 2. Rodriguez, Bolduc having their names up there in the assist leaders, but Ziguro so strong on the wing this season for the Red Wolves, looking to add to that total today, of course, to get into second place in that category. GAA battle all Dallas J at this point, with Pablo Hara and his defense giving up 9 goals last week. Now Jay, you can see 0.6, and the closest player to him, Ejimadu, at 1.1. So Dallas J and Greenville's defense really the right to lose this battle in the GAA battle as we enter the final few matches of this season. The standings, as we've been alluding to the entire time so far today, such a tight pack. You look at Greenville at 3rd, Tucson at 7th, but Richmond, Toronto, they can still make some noise. Low chance of making the playoffs, but at the same time, you say there's a chance they can jump up there and make some noise, at least maybe knock out one of these teams currently around the playoff line. Looking at the schedule ahead, the rest of the weekend, of course, 2 more matchups tonight on ESPN Plus in League One action, but also 2 tomorrow to tune into as Richmond and Madison host potentially playoff bid battles at this point of the season. Then we'll start the following week, week 25 action in League One with North Texas and Richmond. Here from Toronto as we continue into the second half, highlights and stats coming up next as we enter the second 45. Welcome back here into Toronto, Ontario. 1-0 at the break in favor of TFC II. That Perusa PK, the difference at this point. And the rain not driving everyone away. A good bit of fans here taking in the great action, great energy by either side as we began this afternoon's matchup as TFC II came out firing with their press, getting the ball back and lining it up for chances like this. It was Nelson early on, getting the ball multiple times, putting a couple opportunities in there, and along with Petrasso, flicking, and you have to assume trying to find the back post somehow, some way. This ball stayed in play, got a good bit of backspin on it, trying to find the back post, but couldn't in the end. Couple corner kicks in there. Ramos Mingo putting the best chance of the early part of the match on, but Mangles making the save. And then Chattanooga driving back the other way. They saw some transition opportunities, did the away side. As Seone out to Beatty and wanting so much more out of this as he whipped it on by Zayed. Just a bit too far in front of his fellow Irishman and out of play. And here is the big moment of the first half, as it was Dorsey going down inside the box, as it was Leo Fola bringing him down, and Perusa making it look easy, driving it into the left side of the frame of goal. 1-0 on his 10th of the season. TFC II would continue the attack from there, generating opportunities, looking for the insurance tally. They weren't able to find it, but did cause some quakes to the back line for Chattanooga. Nelson specifically here just driving it over. Mangles didn't have to get a touch to that, but in the end was there to make the play if needed, as Nelson, his best opportunity of the day, right there. That's where we stand at this point, 1-0 in favor of TFC II. And you can see pretty even overall, a few more chances for TFC II, but generally both teams going at it. Some opportunity for Chattanooga. They have to feel good entering this second half. And again, all eyes here on Toronto, as it is the only match going on here in League One at the moment. Friday matinee, and we're underway. Second half action here from Toronto. Both teams really in need of a win here today, as it is 7 winless now in a row for TFC II, 3 winless in a row for Chattanooga, a team just below the line, looking to get above it, and they would have sole possession of third if they're able to make their first comeback win of the season. We'll see if they can as we continue action here in Toronto. Quick foul won by Beatty, and it's back to Chattanooga. Toronto FC 2, outside chance of making the playoffs. They're still alive mathematically, but they're going to have a great stretch run to end the season. They finish after today with 2 home games and 3 on the road. Tall order. We'll see if Michael Rabaska's side can make it happen. Starts with today, and they're going to take it 1 game at a time, as Waja whips it downfield. Out of play, just outside the reach of Faria, and it's back to Chattanooga. Couple yellow cards to speak of in the first half action. Walls and Fola among those in the back line for Chattanooga. On the other side, Ramos Mingo, who will miss the next match for Toronto FC 2 on yellow card accumulation. Back heel by Doyle over to Walefi. Seone now working the left wing. I guess they moved Hurst over to the right. And here the wind and the rain whip bomb by here at BMO Training Ground. It's been off and on here in the first 48 minutes and halftime of this match. The wind really has been a staple, though, this season at this venue. Perusa up towards the box, spins through traffic, keeps it alive, strikes it, and sailing there. Mangles not needing to make a touch. As Perusa will take it out on the BMO sign there, looking to tie up with Demis at the top of the Golden Boot race. Another look here. This is what he does so well, splits the center backs, gets on by, and I feel like generates so many chances by that. Just timing his run so well. Targeting Nelson, but on by Mangles, out of play. It's a goal kick here for Chattanooga. Last win for TFC II coming way back when on July 12th. A 3-0 victory over Tormenta. And that was kind of a shocking result at the time. I remember back then a lot of people looking at it saying, hey, TFC II, they have a run in them. They could really make things happen. But since then, 7 winless, couldn't really shake up the table since then. And Tormenta, of course, that was kind of a sign of things to come as they still and not really get things going outside of that Orlando City B win that they had a few weeks ago. And while these teams have been stagnant a bit on the table, other sides, Greenville, Richmond have risen up a bit, getting the momentum they needed. And Richmond, keep in mind, they do play the Triumph tomorrow, but they're the only side that has only played 21 matches to this point. They have 1 extra in hand on everyone else, as the bar is kind of set at 22 or 23 played at this point. They do have a run in them potentially, about a 5% chance of making the playoffs according to USLLeague1.com. Ziguro. Malefe. Beatty. That's not really where you want Beatty on the field. Way back with the defensive line as this press continues from TFC II. Again, if you weren't with us for pregame, 2-2 draw between these two at David Stanton Field back on June 1st. 3 second half goals in that matchup. So the fireworks might still be coming for both sides as Walls into the box, tries to cut it over, brought down, and another penalty in this match. Won by the veteran right back, Tony Walls. He will be headed along with Chattanooga to the spot. He wasn't really able to get the ball, but pretty clear there, the contact. And really the referee has to give a penalty here. Arms extended as West bringing down Walls. And you can see what that meant to the veteran right back. As Chattanooga, a chance here given to them to convert. They are 1 for 1 this season at the spot. It was Beatty before, and it's Beatty again into the right side of the netting. 1-1, we are even here in Toronto. And it is only fitting in this match. Both teams making defensive miscues, and we're 1-1 on the board. It'll come down now to the offenses, see if they can capitalize in these final about 40 minutes. We'll take another look here. Stephen Beatty, now his name tied for 3rd in the Golden Boot race with 9 goals on the season. 2 of those, of course, PKs, including this one, as Klinowski just choosing the wrong direction there in the 50-50 battle. And it's 1-1 here at BMO Training Ground. It seemed like this match was in the hands of TFC II. They had some great energy going, but just like that, they give up the penalty, and that's what Michael Rabaska has been talking about the last few weeks. The miscues have been the difference at times during the stretch of 7 winless. See him there. Walking the sidelines, and now TFC II will keep the press going, but Chattanooga, of course, you have to expect feeling some life after that one. Down the field, knocked over. Weiser trying to spark the attack over towards Dorsey, but a good stop by Doyle. It is the 3rd time this season that 2 teams in the same match, of course, gave up PKs. Knocked free. Oh, miscommunication. Buck Anderson and Klinowski. He wanted that one, but Buck Anderson making sure of it out of play. It's a corner kick for Chattanooga. Of course, start of a triple header today. We'll finish off Tucson and Lansing and their matchup at Cooley Law School Stadium being one of those that had 2 PKs in it, 1 apiece. Ziguro sends it in, falls free, a few deflections. Beatty still after it, so is West. West goes down, and he'll draw the foul nearly where he just gave up that PK. Panamanian bringing it back for TFC II. Klenowski gets us going again. No, they're waiting for the whistle, and they'll bring this one on back. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And of course, that means USL League One will be on ESPN Plus for years to come. And you can tune in tonight for 2 more matchups, 7:30 and 10:30, and 2 more tomorrow at 7 and 8 as we continue week 24 of USL League One. Back with Chattanooga, flicked on forward, they'll clear it. And here is a reminder for you, OCB out of playoff contention, but they can really play spoiler for North Texas, who's on a great run once again. That's coming up at 7:30 Eastern time, 10:30 Eastern time. We're back out west, Tucson and Lansing. Tucson currently below the playoff line, but maybe the team below the line with the best chance to finish above it with so many home games in front of them, including tonight against the number 2 team in the League One table, Lansing. Lansing, they have to keep things going. Keep in mind, they're only 5 points above Greenville, who's in 3rd. And Greenville, they have 2 matches in hand on Lansing, so the Triumph a chance maybe to finish in 2nd at this point if they can continue their great run of form. Chattanooga trying to break their current run of form as they bring this down the field, looking for their first win in a few matches. Past Hurst on free, saved by Klenowski, and Sayone's shot blocked as well by Dorsey. It's a corner kick for the Red Wolves. They are out firing as the pack moves towards the final third. It started with Walls on by Hurst, and it was Beatty that got off that chance point blank against Klenowski. Here is Ziguro, whips it in, headed on free, off the line. Here comes Perusa. TFC II on the run. Walefi back for Chattanooga, and it's Doyle that helps out and gets the stop. Great team defense backing up the Brazilian. Here's Dorsey. Beatty. Miscommunication with Sayone, and the captain frustrated after that. Hurst. Zayed takes a chance, but well off the mark. Klenowski didn't budge. And it's a goal kick for TFC II. What a run here for Chattanooga and TFC II. Ziguro sends us in. And check out this, a header off the line. It was Dorsey there, saving his keeper. It would have been in for a goal. Again, Chattanooga not having a comeback victory this season. Just a handful of comeback draws. Bunk Anderson out wide. Here is Ramos Mingo. Up and out of play. It's a throw in for Chattanooga. Tony Walls will take it. He's on a card today. He's had to deal with Jaden Nelson most of the afternoon, who's been very dangerous on that side of the field. Dorsey trying to draw the foul against Hurst. He's able to stay on his feet as he'll work it around the back. You hear that wind whipping again here at BMO Training Ground. Asusi dodging Seone. Asusi, Perusa gives it off, but only the Brazilian Walefe is there. Here's Beatty on the run against West. He'll put it out wide for the Scotsman Hurst. Hurst back to Beatty. Beatty smothered very well by Asusi. All he can find is Walls. No, he cannot, as West got the stop. Here comes Jaden Nelson on by Walls as TFC II on the attack. Nelson, still Nelson, gives it up. Petrasso, Faria over, takes a chance, but Mangles down to his left side, makes the save. Back out to Walls, far side of the field. Hurst, still Hurst. Beatty. Contact, pretty clear foul by Asusi, the 18-year-old making his 4th appearance. Another look at this opportunity. Faria cutting left. Couldn't get all this one, just right by the keeper for Chattanooga. Free kick. Ziguro over it. Ball whipped in. Brought down by Walls, still alive. Petrasso. Dorsey out of play. Who is it off? And it is indeed off of Chattanooga as Walls slow to get up, but a quick restart by Klinowski. Mail heading it out of play, and it's back to TFC II. Again, welcome here into week 24 of USL League One. We're heading down the final stretch here towards the playoffs. 2 teams in front of us really needing 3 points below the playoff line, but their hope's still alive. And they're knotted up 1 apiece, both on PKs. 3rd time this year that's happened in a game. And here in the 61st, it's TFC II at home, trying to break their winless stride in their home venue. That's currently at 5 matches. Ramos Mingo surveying the field. Neither team has made a substitution to this point. Petrasso. Dorsey. Dorsey, some room. Still Dorsey. Stepping forward towards the box. Driving right side. He's the one that drew the PK earlier in this match. Ball swept in, but over everyone and out of play. It's a goal kick for Chattanooga. Alex Mangles will take it in. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Fola leading the charge from the back. Red Wolves just 1 goal in their last 3. Entering today, Zayed, cross, sent in. Seone is going to save it left side of the box, back over. They wanted the handball. We're going to have to take another look at that one. Dorsey says he had his arms next to his side. That's what it looked like. Out of play nonetheless for a corner kick for Chattanooga. As it was Seone drawing the contact. Ziguro, he'll take the corner kick. Number 6 overall. Ball whipped in, headed up and away, out of the box. Petrasso. Walefi takes it in. And Chattanooga really slowing things down. Here's Ziguro. Ball falls to Tony Walls. They'll try the right side with the captain Beatty. Ball whipped in. Zayed is there, but he is offsides. Either way, Klinowski was all over it. It's a free kick here for Toronto.
Over your shoulder. Greg, over your shoulder with Aiden. Greg. Step to the ball. Step to the ball.
Ramos Mingo. Bunk Anderson. Waja, West, TFC II trying to build forward. And stop just like that. Seone's there. Zayed on the run in front of him. He'll cut it back though. Over to Hurst. Hurst picking up his head. He'll service it deep downfield. He finds Zayed. But offsides, as we've seen a couple now in a row here in the 66th minute. Quick restart as TFC II takes it in. For those that have tuned in to these TFC II matchups, especially here at BMO Training Ground, they've had really a huge difference in offsides. They've been so strong as a backline timing these runs here at home, as they have only gone offsides 14 times. They've caused 68 of them, though, on the opposite side as this ball goes out of play for Tony Walls. We haven't seen too many today, though, or the matchup against Greenville last time out. Here's Fola. Asusi finding some room. Shot coming, but saved by Mangles after the juggle. Mangles scooping that one up. It's wet conditions here in Toronto. Feeling a bit like fall here. 64 degrees when we started the match. Going down is Walefi, as we'll get a restart here and a check on him. Quickly back up for the Brazilian. Great comeback story for him after going down with a major injury in the playoff run for Swope Park Rangers in 2016. Headed back to play in Brazil after recovering from his injury, and right back here, great opportunity from Tim Hankinson, and he's shown so well this season as one of the holding midfielders along with Connor Doyle in this Chattanooga side. Ball out of play, Ziguro will jog over to take this throw in the 68th. Beatty, cross in, headed, Hurst falls, Zayed strikes it just wide. And that is where he is so lethal. You think you can't find him out there, and then suddenly he pops up in the middle of the box, pouncing on those rebounds, or a deflection just like that. TFC II quickly the other way as Perusa will work it from midfield. Both teams up above 10 shots now. TFC II at 12. They've combined for just 7 shots on target as Nelson, the follow through, causing a tumble, and it will be a free kick. here in the 69th minute. Like to take a moment to wish a happy birthday to one of our comrades here in our League One coverage throughout the season, and he's spending it here with us as a producer today and some of our League One action. Ryan Rose behind the scenes. You don't hear about him too much on air, but part of our team and has been a great leader all season and the inaugural season of USL League One coverage. One of the many cogs in the machine this year, and a happy birthday to him as we continue the final stretch of USL League One here in the inaugural season. Foul the other way, as it will be a free kick. Free kick. West, centrally. One deadlocked as we enter the final 21 minutes. Here from B-Mote Training Ground. Referee getting in on the action. Pedrasso, quick look over to him saying, what's going on here? Ball over the top. No one really making the run for Chattanooga. There's Beatty all of a sudden. Pressure on Ramos Mingo. He lets it go out of play, and it's a throw-in for TFC II. Pressure coming up. Still no subs by either side. And TFC II is usually side to sub one or two guys early in the second half. But Michael Rabaska sticking with his side. And if you're just joining us, both goals in this match, PKs. Great offensive chances. Zigura went down in a heap there. West, Faria on the near side. He's wide open. Back over, knocking down him is Timmy Mill. And it's a yellow card to him.
Number 25, gentlemen. 25 on the court. Well, my bad. You're right. Eddie, go on the ball.
Timmy Mell into the books. Third player actually on this back line for Chattanooga. And Mel, the dismay at that one. It's been a tough go of things here. It's 3 yellow cards for this back line of Chattanooga, and that is not something Coach Hankinson wants to see. And the way these 1v1 battles have been flying at Chattanooga against TFC II. Mangles, not something he wants to see here either. With a tough set piece to battle with, and an awkward angle at that. 4 men currently in the Chattanooga wall. And Chattanooga was the side that put 2 goals in off set pieces against TFC II back in June. And now in danger of giving one up. They'll back up the wall a bit further. Ramos Mingo coming forward, Bunk Anderson. And Bunk Anderson, the one really to watch. He has 5 goals this season. Asusi. Faria over the ball. Whips it in there. What a ball, and in! TFC II on top at home. Just over the wall. It's Faria putting his side up late on here in the 72nd. Oh, what a ball in there. Just by Mangles. And that's his first of the season, making his 8th start overall. Look at this rocket. Mangles getting a tip to it, but right by his right paw. 2-1 to TFC II. Now Chattanooga must answer. Ziguro, left side. He went down earlier, but right back up it seems, as Walefe takes it in. Toronto FC 2 not one to really bunker in this season, so we'll see how they do with this lead. As Ramos Mingo skies this one, stays in play. Here's Hurst. He goes down, and again, Jesus West on the end of a foul on that far flank. And this one will get him into the book. He gave up the penalty earlier, and now giving up this clear set-piece opportunity for Chattanooga. Chattanooga, just like that, an opportunity to equalize late on. Ball sent in, headed away by Ramos Mingo. It'll stay up with the Red Wolves. Mel moving it right side. Ziguro back in. Headed down by Dorsey, dangerous one, but it does find the feet of Klenofsky. 16 minutes plus stoppage time remain for the Red Wolves to find the equalizer. With a win today, TFC II moving closer towards that pack battling for the playoffs. They'd be just 3 points behind Tucson, who plays tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Plus as they battle Lansing. Going down, Walls back the other way. Faria's wide open, but the space stopped by Ziguro. Too heavy of a touch by Hurst, and it's back to TFC II. Seone. Long ball, but a wishful one towards Beatty. Mishandled by West. Out of play, and I was going to say I thought it was a corner kick. And it will be for Chattanooga, as it seemed like West took a touch to the ball. And Ziguro, just like that, has a corner kick. So dismay by Toronto, but they have to stand tall here against this Chattanooga corner kick. Ball whipped in, headed on. Klenofsky a punch as well, and it's back out for a corner. And it looked like the punch by Klenofsky finding the head of the Chattanooga player. And he's down. And it looks like Fola, the center back. And indeed it is.
Make sure Jordan Peruta, Jaden, and Jordan Freeman know what we're doing.
And you could see there some contact at the least. In the middle of a jumbled mess in the box. And Fola will have to come off here briefly at least. So he'll be not in there for this set piece opportunity for Chattanooga. Ziguro back over the ball here in the 77th. Chattanooga had to tie it up at 2 in the 83rd, the previous meeting. Some more stakes here. Ball whipped in. Klenofsky off his line, he punches it away. Mel skies it. Klenofsky another punch, and offsides, the flag was up on Tony Walls. 78th minute, 2-1 in favor of TFC II. Who's up, who's down, where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL League One Power Rankings, only on USLLeague1.com. Right now, both these sides not near the top of those power rankings, trying to remedy their recent run of form. A win here today. At the moment, it's TFC II that would be getting a massive 3 points at home. We're hearing from the sideline that it is going to be Toronto that makes the first sub in today's match. An offensive one at that, as Faria leads the charge the other way. He should have time to get to this. He does. Towards the end line, Faria sends it in, but Mangles easily takes it in at the near post. And it will be Hundo coming on shortly for Jaden Nelson. And Hundo has 2 goals in his 9 appearances this season.
Stay connected, Jaden. Stay connected.
Down the right side, tipped in play, it stays. But it went to the wrong side for Tony Walls. Asusi, pressure from behind. Bunk Anderson stuck in a mess at the back. He's able to get it to Dorsey. No giving away. Numbers here for Chattanooga. Seone up. Seone the strike and stopped by Klenowski. Down to his right, he gets a ball to it. And clear back down towards midfield. Fola, pressure from Perusa. The center forward will steal it. No, offsides is the call here. And we'll take another look here at the save by Klenowski. Seone wanted all of this one. He struck it true. But the keeper right there, as we mentioned, the sub coming for TFC II. The first of the match for either side, and it's Hundle coming on. 2 goals this season. He had 2 also in his 24 appearances for TFC II last year. And here's Jaden Nelson coming off, put in a really good shift out there, causing trouble for the Chattanooga back line. And had that great chance as well, just putting it over the crossbar in the first half. Still in search of his first goal this season as Hundo comes on. Hundo, a player that can play out wide, he can play up top as well, but Perusa's out there. So he'll take a spot at the left wing where Nelson was in the formation. Walls. Walefe. Through ball, stopped by Waja. Fola stepping up. Beatty. Walls. Here as we hit the 81st minute, reminder, stay with us for more League One coverage coming up at 7:30 Eastern time. It will be Orlando City B and North Texas, and then we finish off the night in the Southwest, FC Tucson and Lansing over all the way, and a chance really missed there by Chattanooga. They had so many numbers in the box, and that shot going well wide and stayed in play, in fact. Dorsey. Chattanooga really bringing numbers forward. Zayed's basically staying up by the box. Klenowski ships it near side. Out of play, and it's going to be a throw in for Chattanooga. Asusi through traffic. Can't get it by Tony Walls. Ziguro. Still Ziguro towards the left side of the box, covered well by Faria, put in and cleared out of play. It's a throw in here for Chattanooga. Seone deflected by Dorsey. Up and out of play. It's a corner kick coming for the Red Wolves, as it is Ziguro on the near side. Ball whipped in, headed up and away. Mel. Wide open, Doyle back across and put in! Ayman Zayed! We're all even 2-2 here in Toronto. The veteran comes up huge. And Zayed, goal number 6 on the season. And again, it's Chattanooga equalizing late on against TFC II. And ask me if you've seen this before, because yes, you have. It's the 83rd, and they equalized it at 2-2. And a veteran player on this team in Ayman Zayed puts it home. And in a battle where two teams really need 3 points, we're even, 2 apiece. Oh, what a final 7 minutes we're in store for. Asusi puts it over. Perusa gets stuck there with the ball at his feet, and it's cleared. Going back to that goal, I'm not sure how Connor Doyle got so wide open in the left side of the box, but the unselfish move by the former striker, servicing it back over across to the other post where Zayed was making his run. Turned out to be the right move in the end. Grab from behind by Ziguro as Faria looks for a quick restart. Waja now out wide. They'll test the right flank. Faria whips it in. Headed up and away by Fola. Seone, quick to go the other way on the turn. Petrasso getting a touch in there. Back ahead, almost stolen by Hurst. We're hearing Chattanooga will make the next sub in this match, and it will be Josue Soto coming on for Seone. At least at the moment, that's what they have prepared. And Soto has been hot of late, 1 goal, 2 assists this season. But the last 2 years in Finland. All the way down the field for Walls, barely keeps it in play. The right back, cross in, headed away by Ramos Mingo. Waja will restart things the other way. Here's Hundle, who just came on as a sub. Now Petrasso. Petrasso battling with Walefi. He'll get free from the Brazilian. And a stop by Mel, the lone E from North Carolina FC. Beatty sparking things the other way. He'll play the ball deep downfield. Past Dorsey. Here's Seone on the run. Heads it down. Left side of the box. Cuts it back over. Klinowski there, but so is the center back, Ramos Mingo, volleying it out of play on the tackle. He felt the back end of that one. Here in minute 86. Another look here as Cito Seone playing it in. And here is that substitution we were just mentioning. As Soto comes on. He had the game-winning goal against Tormenta a few weeks ago. That was his only tally of the season, but a like-for-like switch in the attacking midfield. Ziguro, he'll whip this in. Headed on out of the box. Stepping up is Mel. Mel back into the box. And a foul is called here in minute 87. It's back to TFC II. So if this result stands, it would be the 5th comeback draw of the season for Chattanooga. And Toronto FC 2 still would continue their winless stride at home. Currently at 5 matches winless at home, 7 matches total in all competitions. Waja taking it back in. Back down the field. Over Walls, past Hundle. Both players tugging each other on the run. And TFC 2 shocked not to get the call their way as the veteran right back goes down. Chattanooga starting from the back. Ziguro, quick spin. Stays alive around Faria. Soto, service into the box. Zayed's there, over his head. It falls, Bunk Anderson heads it on. Here comes Waja. Waja cuts back, looking. He'll have a go, but Perusa looked like he was off sides, and Mangles will restart things. Coming up next, keep your Friday night tuned in right here to ESPN Plus. More League One action as North Texas SC, after an incredible week 23 with 2 wins, battling Orlando City B, a team looking to play spoiler here in USL League One. Again, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That will kick off in just about an hour and a half. Faria, Perusa, Hundle, Petrasso, Waja, West all the way back to Bunk Anderson. If you're just joining us, Toronto had the lead twice in this match, and Chattanooga equalized twice, including most recently with a Zayed goal on the assist from Doyle. Perusa wins the foul, and it will be a free kick for TFC II. Under a minute to go until stoppage time. Back the other way, Asusi. Hundle, deflected, ball spinning back to West. Waja. Dorsey. Walls, back over to Hurst. And he can't keep it in play. It's a throw for TFC II. Time here as Asusi slow to get up with what looks like a cramp. Waiting to hear official stoppage time. And there it is, 2 minutes on the board for either team to break this score line as Hurst loses it out of play. TFC II, a corner kick here in stoppage time. As Hurst and Petrasso get caught up there. West will take it. Jesus West looking to help put his team back on top. And we'll have a pause here and a talking to as the scrum continues inside the box. Ball whipped in by West. Grabbed out of the air by Mangles, trying to lead the charge the other way. And contact there. This will be an easy card out of the pocket to Bunk Anderson. Card number 2 on the season. Mangles will knock this ahead. And actually they'll have to restart. Not much time remaining here for Chattanooga. A look here, clear contact. Back down the field. Beatty. Still Beatty. Walls. Off of West, out of play as Walls will take the throw in. Hurst. Hurst knocked off the ball. And actually West there will win the foul. Free kick here for TFC II, and we'll see how much time is really left here.
Ready? One man up, others cover! One man up, others cover!
And there is the final whistle. Mirror image results between the 2 matches this season for Rabaska and Hankinson, TFC 2 and Chattanooga 2, just like back on June 1st, and it will come down to the 3rd and final match this season to determine who will take this series, and that will determine, of course, if either team can make the playoffs. And still, TFC 2 in this lull, as now they are winless in their last 8 matches, at a record of 0-4-4. Chattanooga winless in their last 4, but certainly with how tough it was here on the road, they'll take a point at 2-2. Coming up, we'll take a look at our full match highlights and stats and break this down a bit more for you. 2-2 it finishes, TFC II and Chattanooga, the pack a bit tighter here in League One. Welcome back here into Toronto. Here as we finish off 2-2, where we started all even, splitting the points between TFC II and Chattanooga Red Wolves, as Stephen Beatty and Chattanooga could not get the 3 points, but of course we'll probably take a point on the road in a tough environment like this, especially with all the rain and the muggy weather going on here in today's action. It started in the first half with TFC II, so many chances, and then it paved the way through to a PK given away by Fuller. Second straight week for Chattanooga. They gave away an early PK as it was put home by Perusa. His 10th of the season, now second in the Golden Boot race. The match continued late on. Great physical battle back and forth. And another penalty, this time in favor of Chattanooga as Tony Walls goes down. Beatty gets his 9th of the season, now tied for 3rd in the Golden Boot race here in week 24. Back and forth we would go. Some more key fouls coming. West goes down. Faria, what a strike. That has to be up for Goal of the Week nomination this coming week as he put Toronto on top. But just like June 1st, here came Chattanooga, and they would see chances coming on late in the match. Great vision by Mel. Doyle wide open at the post. Back over Zayed, the experienced striker, putting in number 6 on the season. And that's the difference between a point and nothing for Chattanooga as they head back home to Tennessee. Still in the middle of the playoff race, but moving just up to 33 points still in a tight battle at that playoff line. As you can see, so many chances, 10 combined shots on target and 27 combined shots overall. Very physical battle, a lot of yellow cards out there, but it was a fun one here to start off week 24 here in USL League One. With that, we'll check out now the updated standings here and where things are overall. Chattanooga, a brief lead on the pack for now. In the middle, just 1 point behind Greenville and 1 point above Madison and Tormenta, but you have to keep in mind matches played at this point. Chattanooga 2 more played than Greenville, 1 more than Madison. Tormenta, who will also see matches coming up this week in action. And Toronto facing the fact that they are running out of games at this point, sitting at 26 points, in Tucson also running into the playoff battle. Speaking of Tucson, they'll come up at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight against Lansing, number 2 in League One on the table. Orlando City B, North Texas SC coming up next at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, a whole slate of action for your Saturday, out there. Richmond, Madison hosting games, and you can start next week, week 25, looking ahead on Tuesday. Well, Toronto, Chattanooga, all even. 4 goals just like back on June 1st, and still the Pack not much learned from this match overall, as we're still stuck in the middle of things here in the League One table. Thank you for joining us here on League One. For our entire crew, I'm Chris Makoviak. We'll see you next time, coming up tonight in League One action.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.